time here in Torup, you didn't have a school in the village and you didn't have a kindergarten. But now we are at the school and kindergarten. Why? How?
It was important for people to have both school and kindergarten. So one of the first things they did 30 years ago was to actually start a kindergarten and a school almost simultaneously. And these was just, they were small units at the time. Now there's a waiting list for the kindergarten, which has 25 places. And the school is filled with students. We can't fill this school up. There's 120
coming from outside.
They come from the outside, which means there's a traffic of students at the station every day. And it's an interesting development because all this is a bottom-up approach. We didn't wait for somebody to come along and tell us what to do. And we've repeated this over and over again. And these two examples, the kindergarten and the school, are nice examples of that. They, of course, have at some point to make some kind of connection with the outside world, as it were. So behind this are contracts with the municipality. And there's a lot of public money in private schools and private kindergartens in Denmark. But the initiative was important that it was local.
Yeah, and the drive to keep it going and believing that there is a future for this, because it's together with the future for us.
Yeah, it's very important to have some kind of future goal, and this particular part of the village is also, an example of some of the other things that we think about, which is we have old buildings here, and we have farm buildings that are empty. How can we use these? So this is a nice example of recycling, as it were, old farm buildings. We're in an old farm here. The school is in an old farm. Yeah. And of course, that in itself is important in many rural areas. What do we do with all these empty farms? Well, perhaps we might start a school or a kindergarten.
Yeah. To have a goal with you need a building and you have a building and combine those two.
Yeah.
But on the way down here, we spoke to a guy and he was talking about this satellite of the Folk University out of Copenhagen. So that is, now you don't have just kindergarten and school, you also have university here in Torup.
Yeah, it's called the People's University, and it's close to the concept of open university. And the idea is that we don't need to go to big cities to go to a university-type educational institution. It's linked with Torup Booktown, so it's actually a satellite of Torup Booktown. And we've combined the two because they match nicely. But it's an interesting movement that people find that living and working in Torup also needs, if you like, a cultural or educational dimension. Yeah. And that's an example of that.
So that's quite new.
That's quite very recent. This is 2020. Yes.
So this is breaking news.
We're breaking it this very minute.
Yes, okay. Thank you.